Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Insights from the Parsha. And today I'm going to talk about Chodesh Adar, and we will learn the secret of happiness, and we'll learn tools from DBT, Dialectical Behavioral Therapy, that came from CBT. We will learn practical tools and also interesting things as usual, connected to Judaism and interesting stuff. So this is the time to subscribe to the channel if you didn't do it yet. And I am Shira, Polon, CBT therapist, and let's start. So I wanted to talk today about the feeling of limitation. Sometimes I feel like I'm limited. I see the bad things in myself. I don't give space to myself. I feel like I limit myself and give my entire energy and time to others, to the work, to the house, to my children. And basically what DBT says is that the thing that you limit yourself, it doesn't limit you. It can be opposites, can live together. Two things can be true and two things will be opposite, and it's still okay. I will give an example. I can accept myself the way I am, but still I can want to be better and grow and change. And I will give more examples later. But I want to say basically that we have the choice to choose. And even if I limit, it doesn't limit me. And I will give example from God. God is unlimited, is everywhere, is all over the place. Is not limited to one place. But even though he still asks us to build them a Beit Mikdash or a Mishkan that you will live in a specific small room, Kodesh HaKodeshim. And you can think, oh, it's weird, like how he asked that, but no, because he be in one place, it doesn't limit him. And it says, Kiton echad aseli she'adur bo. And it's mean, make me a small room that I will live in it, like the Kodesh HaKodeshim in Beit HaMikdash. And somebody called Chidushei Arim, that's his name. He says, where Hashem will live, in the place that there is happiness. Adur is like to live, and Adar is for happiness. It's a Chodesh Adar soon. And basically Hashem says, I will live in a place that there is happiness. And giving from yourself to other people and making yourself smaller because you give from your time to other, it actually makes you happy. There's a lot of research about people that volunteer, how it makes them happy. And the way that Hashem is unlimited and still it can be in one place, it makes us think how we can look in our limitation in our place that we're less good at and still be happy with them. And another example is in Gan Eden. The snake, he tried to convince Adam and Chava, Adam and Eve, to eat from the tree of knowledge. And he says that when they won't limit themselves, they will be like God. Basically, they will eat from all the trees and not limit themselves which trees they can eat from and which they can't. The pasuk in Bereshit, the 3rd chapter and the 5th pasuk, it says, Ki yodea Elokim, Hashem knows, כי ביום אוכלכם ממנו, in the day you will eat from the tree of knowledge, ונפקחו עיניכם, your eyes will open, והייתם כאלוקים, and you will be like God, יודעי טוב ורע, know good and bad. But Nachash didn't know, the snake didn't know that the name Elokim, it's actually a symbol for Midat Adin, that it's the limitation, it's a judgment, it's the sphere of Gvura, of the power to limit yourself and say no, and tzimtzum, basically, limitation. So now I want to talk about DBT a little bit. What is it? And to give tools. So DBT, as I said, it's Dialectical Behavioral Therapy, and it came from the Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. It's the third wave. And dialectic means the being able to have opposite stuff in the same time. For example, to understand that in the same time I can be angry at my kids and love them. That I want to be independent and I don't want to need the help from other people, and still to be happy with getting help and receiving help from other people. To understand that in the same time I can have sadness and happiness. Like, for example, if my son goes to the army, right? So I'm sad because I'm afraid what will be with him, but in the same time I'm happy because he is serving the country and helping. Or another example is the will to control my emotions, but in the other hand, I also want to be able to take my emotion out and express them. So those are some examples of stuff that can be opposites, but they can still be together. And in the therapy, we want to be able to make our thoughts more fluid. We want to try to find the way in the middle, to be able to accept that we have stuff that are not, that saying the opposites in the same time, and it's okay to be able to live with it. And the understanding that I am this and also the opposite, it makes me relax, and it makes me happy because I'm not tied to something. And basically this therapy was when it was started, it was for people that have emotional issues, like it's hard for them to control their emotions. They have issue with their relationships with people. They can have limited personality, and also it founded that this therapy helps people that want to commit suicide. So there were less people that committing suicide after being in this treatment. And one of the tools in this treatment, it's called mindfulness. And now I will explain a little bit what is mindfulness, and I will give example how to do it. So mindfulness means to be aware of the current moment, and it's like to live the life with open eyes, because sometimes we can drive somewhere and we can think, oh, did we pass that exit or not? Like, even though I was looking the entire time and I was driving, obviously with my eyes open, but I don't see sometimes some of the situation or what's happening. And therefore it's called to live life with open eyes. because there's so many stuff around us all the time, a lot of the time we're just not aware, and we react from an automatic place. And the goal is to be aware of what's going on and to be able to accept stuff without judging the situation or trying to change it. We want to be able to look at it carefully, close, and have the full experience of life. So I will give example how to do it. So we will take a fruit, any fruit, apple, orange, whatever you have, and you take it in your hand and give your entire attention to this fruit. Look at it and explain what you see. Don't be judgmental. Don't say, oh, it's disgusting, it's tasty. Just in an objective way, just explain what you see, which color it has, what the flavor of it, what's the smell of it, how it feels in my hand. Is it smooth? Is it hard? Is it soft? Now you can taste it. How it feels in your mouth. Chew it for like at least 15 bites before you swallow. How does it feel in your mouth? What's the heavy of it? How do you see something new about the flavor? Did you figure something new about this fruit? So the idea is after we do this exercise, we will be able to look also on other stuff in the same way. Instead of looking at the situation and being judgmental about myself, about the work, about the kids, about the house, and saying, oh, this house, it's always such a mess. The kids are not responsible in the work. I don't know, like being judgmental about stuff. We want to describe what we see in an objective way. Like this and that. The kids didn't do this. The house has like some stuff on the floor and some dirtiness in the kitchen. But be specific without emotions in it. And this new way of thinking makes a perspective from the situation, and it makes you able to look at it in a new way, a way that make you able to choose, because you say, okay, this is the situation. So now how do I want to react to it? It gives me back the ability to choose what to do. Give me my powers back, because now I can look at it in a clear way without being emotionally involved. And that obviously gives me happiness back because I feel in control. So if I want to summarize, we saw that Hashem, God, is unlimited, and still he wanted to limit himself to a specific place. And the snake, he thought that God, it means unlimitation. But the word God in Hebrew, Elokut, it's actually the symbol of Gvura, of being limited, of saying no, giving limits to stuff. And we saw the DBT, Dialectical Behavioral Therapy, that makes us able to think in a fluid way. We'll be able to accept that we have opposite inside us and inside this situation. And we learned about mindfulness, and we tried to do it, exercise it ourselves. And we learn how not to be judgmental for the situation and accept it the way it is in an objective way. And that reminds us how we have our choice to how to look at stuff and how to react to it. And obviously that gives us back the happiness. So I hope you have Adar full of happiness, and hopefully see you next week. And you're very welcome to share this video with your friends. Bye.